Hey there, welcome back to part two of WTF. And we're going to call it this one, and the one before it will be called Triggered or Equal Rights, Equal Lefts. Without further ado,
my dad's death, but I didn't want to see it.
I gotta stop that. Let's get back into it. Uh, uh, there. Now, let's get back into it.
On my TL because I'm like, damn, Tommy, like I thought you was better than that.
Better than what? Well, okay. I explain it to people like this. One, I don't understand why black women get to tell a black man because you're black, you can't talk about this group.
No, you
Well,
can.
hold on. If you want me, if you go to ESPN, you're going to get sports. You're not going to get politics. You're going to get sports. So when people come to me, they're going to hear me talk about what I think is the problem. I think
Okay.
we have a lot of issues, and I think they are starting with the idea of our women. So I will speak on that. Now you can go
Mhm.
to another guy and hear him tell young Pharaoh tell you about how black women are God and then cheat on y'all and beat you. You can go hear that if you want. But I
Mhm.
think it's odd that you're willing to listen to somebody tell you how great you are and you kings and queens and how you're the most beautiful thing on the earth, but you're not listening to somebody say the other side. It's the same thing I was saying on the discussion. Why not hear more than one side? So you can go to somebody else and hear them tell you all the things that make you feel good.
Mhm.
But if you come to me, I'm going to tell you the opposite because why do you need to hear that? And the last thing is, I grew up in a family, and most of us grew up around black folks. If you grew up with a black mom, a black grandmama, or a black aunt, it's funny how we listen to those who supposedly love us talk to us and say, "Sit your black ass down. Don't do this. Slap you when you get." You can listen to your mama who had you talk to that way, but not a guy who you don't know who you could simply unfollow. That lets me know a lot of people are soft. I can follow someone and I will argue not you're black, so you can't talk about blacks. I'll say, does what you say have merit? I don't.
Now, I'm going to let it play again in a couple of secs. But before I do that, keep this in mind. She wanted to know, well, she didn't want to know. She unfollowed him because he was talking bad about black women and pretty much wanted to know why. And he is explaining it to her. He's not supposing, he's given his reasoning for doing so. And it comes down to what most comics will tell you. They talk about things that they know. He can't talk about white women. He doesn't know white women. Not like he knows black women. You speak on what you know.
Care if a white person's talking about blacks. Because here's what's funny: you don't want a black man to talk about black women. But if a white woman did it, would you listen to that?
I
Nope.
don't
You
know.
say she was racist. If anybody else did, so who can talk about it?
So
What he said is spot on. They get mad when black guys talk about it. They get mad when white guys talk about it. They get mad when white women talk about it. They get mad when Latinos do it, when Asians do it. They get mad at everybody. So that begs the question: who can do it? Who is in a position to do this? I would argue black men are because they're the ones that, for the most part, live with them. They deal with the day-to-day minutia of what goes on in their lives. So, so yeah, I think they have every right to talk about it. But that's going to play into one of the biggest myths, and actually not a myth, but a stereotype of today's modern black woman. And we'll see it, and when we start to see it, I'll stop and we'll talk about it.
my problem, my well, I ain't gonna say problem. My whole debate is why only you only target black. Like
Here it goes. That's the second time she's asked the exact same question. He answered the first time.
I'm pretty sure white
But that's
people
who I
get on
know.
you too.
That's who I
Dominican
know.
people get on you too.
Uh-uh.
Why you don't say
Because they
something
don't.
about them?
When I say
Come
white
on
women,
now.
because
I
when
know every race
no,
get on
listen,
your ass.
no,
You're
when I
Tommy.
say
She's over talking. She's being disagreeable. She sounds manly. And to put this in its proper context, this is the same chick that at the beginning of the show talk about she's a prostitute. Let's call it what it is. She sells sex for money. She just came back from Dubai. Dubai. She's all about that bag. Get that bag. She's a walking, talking stereotype of today's modern black woman, and it's all about the bag. She don't care about nothing else. Hot girl summer, thought life. Get that bag. Make your money. You go, girl. You're a strong, independent black queen. If you're a queen, where's your king?
when I say white women got flat, I did a whole song about white women and they flat
We
ass.
ain't talking about no
Please
song.
let me. We,
We ain't talking about no song. Notice that the women on the panel, she's indifferent. She's listening. She's turned off by it. Why? Easy. Because Shay has latched on to something, and like a dog with a bone, she won't give it up. I don't care what you do, what you say, statistics, um, data, verifiable facts, doesn't mean anything unless and until it conforms to her viewpoint. That is a very, very dangerous way to think because it's narrow minded. There's no room for improvement because, in her mind, there's no need for it. She's right. Let's get back to it.
We're talking about
It's
your
me.
post.
Maybe.
Flat
when
Wait.
I say
ass.
something about white people, they eat it.
Yeah, because he's black.
They eat it. I can get up in front of a comedy set, and I've done it several times. Made fun of the white people in the audience. They eat it. They're not sitting around wearing their emotions on their shoulders, and white men don't go around talking about some call me king because we created the earth. There's only one group of people who keep giving themselves false praise. You want to get mad that somebody's talking about somebody wearing a
Okay,
wig.
but we should have every right to feel that we
You can, and I have every right to say what I.
Exactly.
But listen, what you just
Exactly.
said. I don't go to other
You should
people's
know our
stuff.
background.
No, but
She's turning into an asshole. Well, actually, no. She's letting her asshole out for full view. You notice during this whole conversation, when she talks, which is quite regularly, she tends to overtalk belittle, and argue her point across. This whole altercation can be boiled down to this. He says what he wants because it's what he lives. End of it. He's speaking his truth based upon his experiences in his life. Who are you to say, no, that's not right? Are you him? No. Then what the fuck are you talking about?
But yes, so if I would
Exactly.
speak on it
So we
because
should have every right
Shay,
to
Shay,
feel
he's
that way.
talking. No,
I
come on,
speak
Shay.
on it because
Shay, you're over talking, It's starting to become noticeable now. And it's very rapidly becoming a not so funny situation. From this point in the video onward, you won't hear any laughter unless Tommy makes a specific joke. And even he is running out of patience.
I know the background. So if you can go on your stuff and talk about how great you are, and I don't go on there and tell you you can't, why would you follow me, see what I say, then come tell me what I can't say when you said you can say what you want?
That's true though.
Bingo. That should drive the point home. You can get on your platform and you can say what you want. He gets on his platform, says what he wants. You go back to his platform, listen to what he says, and then tell him you can't say that. Who are you to say he can't say it? Good night.
I always say this. Black women love to say how strong they are. If you're really strong, other people's opinion shouldn't bother you that much.
It don't.
It does. It don't. It does. And it does because you're getting in your feelings about it. The first thing that you learn when you're in debate prep, which is a precursor to debates and podcasts. Because let's face it, a podcast is a glorified debate. For the most part. It can be informative, it can be educational, it can be entertaining. But one of the things that are at its core is a debate. Debates bring the most clicks because it's the best content. Two people with diametrically opposed viewpoints go head to head. And this one, I know her name, I won't say it. This one, let's get back.
Don't bother you.
You're the most
But why would
bothered,
you want to talk
unbothered
about
people
your
on
own
earth.
race?
They're not. Listen, see what you're saying? Why would you want to talk about your own race? But if I sit there and said how great they were, you wouldn't say, why would you want to talk about your own
Exactly,
race? So all I can do is big up a group of people?
I wouldn't.
So all I can do is big up a group of people? You got to go to somebody else. Go to another dude who talk and big you up. I won't because it's not my job. You live in America, but you can talk bad about America. They don't kick you out.
At this point, he's flabbergasted. You live in America. You can talk about America. You can degrade America. You can put down America. Do you see the FBI knocking on your door? No. You do in China. You do in Russia. You do in North Korea. You do in any government that is based in a dictatorship or an old world star monarchy. Modern day monarchies, not so much, because when they think of modern monarchy, I think of the crown of Great Britain, in which the now king can't sick the royal guards on you for a difference of opinion. You can talk bad about him if you want. And I'm sure quite a few people do. But the point is, there are no consequences to it. You can't get into trouble because of things that you say. Now, if it's an authoritarian regime, oh, you better watch your mouth, because you can and you will be punished for it. And that's what Tommy's saying. He's saying you don't. Let's get back to it. I'm losing my train of thought, and the words aren't coming out very well. Let's continue.
He simply
Just
saying,
missed the logic.
Yeah.
Completely missed the
no,
logic.
Shay,
If
what
you
he's
live
saying
in-
is that no one is above criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of where the criticism comes from, if it's a valid critique, a fact is a fact that does not change based on who's necessarily said.
They never argue what I say. It's just I'm black and I can't say it, which is a childish argument.
You can.
They never have a problem with what I say. They have a problem with a black man saying it, which is a variation of the tone police argument. You don't disagree with what they say. You disagree with the way they say it. You don't have any problem with the message. Your problem's with the messenger. And that's why people like Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, people like Myron, people like the lead attorney, people like Anton Daniels, shout out to Anton Daniels, people like that get the flack that they get. It's never what they say. Classic example, and Myron will probably come back on this a little bit later. You can say 1 + 1 is 2, and 1 + 1 is fucking 2. Doesn't change the fact that 1 + 1 is 2. You may not like the delivery, but you can't dismiss the facts. Because when you dismiss the facts based upon the delivery, you miss the point. And when you miss the point, you look stupid.
A midget can't talk about midgets because he's small. A fat girl can't talk about fat girls because she's fat.
That's a good comparison.
It gets silly. And like I said, when I brought up they're American, they were born in America, but sat right here and dissed the American government and said, all they do is lie. So you can but you're American.
Okay. And my point is, why every time I get on Instagram, you the only person that's saying the same thing about black women, though?
Same fucking thing. That's the third time she said it. And Fresh is smiling. Myron's smiling. Tommy's just like, I can't do this anymore. Because no matter what is said, she comes back to the same argument. And that argument will not drop until he admits his wrong and apologizes for it.
Like you're the only one. Like they people say what they say about Fresh and Fit, but I don't see it every day on them. Every time I go on my Instagram, you're just specifically only targeting black women. And I didn't like that because I'm like, damn, it ain't that deep. You don't gotta go that hard. So what somebody says something about you, that don't mean you gotta do a whole post about a black person. I'm pretty sure white people, Dominican
Got a
people,
post about a white girl
Portuguese
right
people,
there. Got a
everything
post.
say about you.
Is he
You
diminishing them or perfecting?
Diminishing or uplifting doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Because if you were listening, you'd have noticed that Tommy went to his phone, went to his Instagram, and started looking at posts. And almost immediately said, here's a post about a white girl. I made fun of a white girl. I made fun of a Latina. There's jokes about Asians, jokes about Middle Eastern, jokes about Pacific Islanders, as well as jokes about black people. He's an equal opportunity jokester. He's going through his text right now. And I don't think he's getting through.
Them. There's
he
a
literally
difference.
tagging the people.
If you
Whoever said that.
no, I'm not.
Okay, I ain't gonna say you're tagging.
Yes, you did. He's tagging people. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that he is. Yes, you did. It's done. It came out your full mouth. You've already said it. There's no backseats. You can't unhear what you've heard. So what you saying?
See,
But
that's
you're
what I'm saying.
putting
Now
their
you're just gonna
picture.
keep saying
You're putting
things.
their picture on there.
So you get
You
the,
are.
I'm looking at my
You
I'm looking
are.
at my Instagram right now.
And I
my
don't follow.
own Instagram.
I
Do you
dead
have-
ass
her
don't
logic.
follow.
Do you
I
have
don't
white
follow. But I'm
I
looking at
felt
my
some-
Instagram
The
right
only
now
way
and
that I
scrolling
felt
my
some
Instagram.
way is because it's
Because
like
you
it's
saw what you
no
wanted
other
to see.
race you go so hard on but your own kind.
Sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. She's trying to guilt him into her way of thinking because she feels the need to be right. And she's shaming him. That's 3 of the 4. And pretty soon, I'm quite sure she'll be on a perfect score because she'll be insulting him too.
Fine.
Because he cares.
Listen,
If he cared, he
if
wouldn't
it-
go so hard
you don't
on
tell
it.
me how.
No, that's not true at all. No, I'm sorry. No. That's the problem that women had with Kevin Samuels. He goes hard because he does care. I talk about the things I talk about because I care. If I didn't care, why bother talking about it? There's plenty of other things I could be doing. I talk about these things because I care about them. I'm going to do a let's talk about segment based upon the problems with black women, modern black women. And I'm going to go into detail based upon my real world experiences and real time interactions with black women. And I'll do it again, but before I even get started with the show, I'll preface with this. What I say out of love. I say what I say because I want to see people do better. I want to see people in general, and black people and black women in particular, become better versions of themselves. Because what's going on today ain't working. That's a hood rat. That's a thought. That's a 304. That's a skeezer. That's a hoe. And for purposes of this conversation, she represents all that is negative with black women today. And the first thing that's wrong with them is that they're manly. You want to turn off a guy quickly? Talk to him like a man. Talk to him like a man and watch how far you get. Get into a disagreement with a guy. And today's guy isn't yesterday's guy. Yesterday's guy will let it slide. Today's guy, square up, knuckle up, guard your grill. It's going down. Equal rights mean equal lefts. If you step to a guy, prepare for the consequences. See, yesterday's man, he was taught that women are the fairer sex. They're to be treated with the utmost respect. They're to be treated with kindness and dignity. Feminism 2.0 killed it. Because let's face it, you want to be equal to a man? Fine. But know this. You step into our world. You accept the responsibility, and more to the point, you accept the danger that comes with it. Men are violent. And these days, it doesn't take much to set a guy off. "30, 40 years ago, it would take a whole lot to make a man even look like he wanted to hit a girl. Unless he was an abuser. But that's a story for another day. For the purposes of this discussion, a guy he'd grumble, he'd punch the wall if he had to. Ultimately, he'd leave. And he'd come back when he was calmer, and then a discussion could ensue. Today, not today. Today, you step into a man's world. You talk that male talk. Just be ready to walk that male walk. Because the quote saying from the streets, you step to the wrong one on the wrong day, and he'll mess up your whole day. Best case scenario, he breaks your jaw. Worst case scenario, he ends your life. And that's not a good look. I'll be the first to tell you that. But I can counter it with A, it is what it is. And B, what the fuck did you expect? What did you expect? You're not playing by the same rules. This isn't the same game. You're not dealing with Gentleman Jack, who, if you smacked him, would go with it and turn the other cheek. You're dealing with streetwise Sam. You smack him, he's going to smack you back. You hit him, he's going to hit you back. And he's going to forget that you're a woman and hit you like a man. He's going to hit you the way you spoke to him. Here we go.
How to do what I do. I got my psychology degree. You didn't. So if
Okay,
you want
but
to,
I did study psychology,
I've
so
helped
I know
more
the
people
difference.
than you. I've had more people say I've
Of
changed
course,
their life
you're
and saved
30
their
something.
life.
I'm only
No, I'm
25,
actually
but I'm very
40-something,
smart
but I
and
did it
wise
with-
for my age.
The point is, do it.
No, you're not. You're an asswipe for your age. They say things that can't be readily fact checked. You're 42, I'm 32, but then people say, I mean, I speak well for my age. No, you don't. You sound like a fucking Muppet. No disrespect to Muppets.
Your way. Don't tell me not to do it mine.
Of course. But I'm letting you know
But I didn't
you
care.
can go
But
a whole
I
different
don't
way
care.
about it.
But I don't care. You do it. If you
Obviously.
know how to build a house better than me, you build it. Don't tell me to do it.
Okay, but I'm
Okay, but there's no buts. If you can build a house better than me, you build it. It gets no clearer than that. If you can build a house better than I can, here's the stuff, you do it.
just letting you know, if I'm only
But
time
there's
that
no
I see, if
reason
I'm
to.
going on my
I don't
Instagram,
care.
that's exactly
I
why
don't
I
care who
unfollow.
Now, it's escalating. It's escalating because she is talking the same stupid fucking things that's been saying for the most of this conversation. And now Tommy, he's at his wit's end. I don't care. Don't follow me. Don't follow me. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you think. Don't follow me.
you because
I don't care.
I don't see
though.
nothing else but black
But
people
I
that you
don't
post on your
care.
page.
So
You don't talk
Jesus,
about no
I
other race.
don't care. Anybody that
And
wants to
that's
unfollow me,
perfectly
unfollow me now.
fine.
I will say this.
You
That's
can't unfollow my
perfectly
bank
fine.
account. I'm still rich, so I don't care
It
what
don't
people
matter.
don't follow.
Money don't make nobody.
No, apparently.
Bullshit. This is the chick just came back from Dubai. This is the one that got finessed out of $5,000. She got finessed out of $3,000. She's all about her bag. But now money doesn't mean anything. See how the goalposts move? How they change? How it's fluid? Nobody could move the way this chick moves. You can't hit a moving target when the target is constantly moving. Serpentine, serpentine, serpentine. Because you shoot where it is, not where it's going to be. Your instinct is to shoot where it's at. It takes discipline to shoot where you think it's going to, and that's the way you think it's going to be, because it doesn't always have to go that way. You could be swerving, and then suddenly it goes like that, and then back over that way. But even then, you're trained to shoot where you think it's going to be. The average person is going to shoot where they see it. Eyes lock on it, they pull the trigger. But when the goalposts move like that, how can you possibly hit it? I said it 2 podcasts ago. Charlie Brown, you are never going to make that field goal. You're never going to kick that ball. Because in this case, Lucy moving the ball is moving the goalpost.
It does if you do the shit you saying you do for it.
Money don't make nobody.
You're gonna sit up there and talk bad about the thing that you talked up. Jesus, why wouldn't someone listen to you when you say, I understand you don't like watching it? Don't watch it.
That's why
I don't like gay
unfollow,
porn.
nigga.
I don't.
She doesn't get it. She's that stupid. She doesn't get it.
Lord, I'm looking for it.
I unfollowed
And
you
I
2
don't
weeks
care.
ago.
Okay, that's
I
a
don't
dead
care.
day.
Jesus
Y'all
Christ.
Y'all
about to
two
have a
weeks ago.
I don't give a fuck. I don't follow
Obviously
you
you
either.
do.
No, you brought it up.
Obviously you do,
You brought
because
it up.
look at
I
how
don't
hard
give
you're
a
getting
fuck.
mad.
Dude, because you keep talking about it like I'm
course.
supposed to give a fuck. You unfollowed.
Obviously
you
you
had to
care.
announce it.
You know I don't give a fuck.
You
though.
had to announce
you know,
it, sir.
Of course I'm going to announce
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Because that was the question.
You sound insane.
No, you sound insane.
You're bothered by what I post. I don't
And
give a shit
I
what you
unfollowed
post.
because I didn't want to see it
And
no
I
more.
don't give Jesus Christ. She don't understand.
Then don't watch it. You got the right idea. You unfollowed him. Now complete the cycle and don't talk about it. You're talking about it shows that on some level you care. And I'll wager by as hard as you're going at him, you care a lot more than you're letting on. But it's not even about that. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that.
I understand
I don't give a
100%.
shit.
All right. Let me just mediate real fast.
I understand. Trust
This
me.
is
I
insane.
understand.
Shay. Simply put,
I understand.
I will tell you this
I do.
because I still follow him on Instagram. He makes fun of everybody.
No, he don't.
He does. He does.
He don't.
He just
Now-
pulled up a couple of posts.
Yeah, like so whether he, I mean, I guess you can try to make an argument that he disproportionately insults black women more, makes jokes on them more, but he makes fun of everyone. And this is kind of
Twitter like 50 Cent.
the issue. Like, if you don't like content, just don't watch it, and that's it. You know what I mean? You
And
don't
I
have to like-
unfollowed. That's why I don't watch it. But I just wanted to address him for it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know he would be here tonight. I always wanted to question him that. He texted my phone
You
and
didn't
asked
even
me and
accept.
checked.
No. There's a green room meeting before the show where people get to talk to each other briefly. They know each other and get somewhat comfortable with each other. Those two were talking. If she wanted to bring it up to him, she could have talked to him about it then. Once she found out that he wasn't going to be there, she could have left. You see him there? Oh, no, I want to talk to him. Bye. But no. No. That's not what she wanted to do.
Up
The
on me
answer.
just to make sure that I'm good, and I respect that. But I don't reply because I simply don't respect him more because it's just the fact that what he posts on the gram, and it's just like what you texting me for, and you do all this to try to play black women like they just always ignorant or don't fucking know shit.
And now the truth is coming out. This has nothing to do with his alleged disrespect to black women. This has to do with her.
Like, you can't do
Because
that.
he cares.
Period.
Think about it. Listen to what she
If
just
you
said.
care, you
checked
wouldn't
on to see if I was
downplay
okay,
it.
but
If you care, you wouldn't
He would ask you
downplay
how you're
it.
He's trying to
if he
benefit
didn't
in your
care.
image, though.
Can we just have this debate, please? Nobody else.
But
No.
No. Too many facts will muddle up her thoughts. So no, you can't be on this debate. Because you might be right and I may have to listen to you. La 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 la.
You're not
Thank
listening
you.
to me when I speak. You're telling me what I should be doing instead of asking me why I do it.
I
And
asked you why.
And when I accept it, when I told
asked you why. That was my first
even
question.
now when I'm saying, when I said, I asked you why. And when I asked you why. And when I asked you why.
And I asked you why. Continue.
All right, so
They would have arrested me. Was that a cock though? I could have hauled back and slapped her. But then again, maybe that's what she wants.
Shay, simply put, he makes his content. You might not like how he disproportionately
And
makes
I
fun of black
unfollow.
women, but yeah, you have the right to do that. I mean,
Facts.
yeah. So
Everybody does.
it's just a little
Yeah.
like it's like it's like if you don't like something, just don't watch it. You
I
know what
don't. That's why I unfollowed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I don't want to
so-
see it, but I didn't know he
right.
would be here to ask him that question today.
Okay. Yet not
You get
accept
what I'm
his answer.
saying?
She wanted clarity. All right, well,
That's
no,
it.
she doesn't.
I think that
She wants to be able to control the person because
I don't
when you
wanna
want
control
clarity,
it. I just
when
wanna know
someone,
why.
if I wanted
That's
to know
it.
why a girl didn't want to date me, if she says it, that's the answer. Not to argue with this girl as she states it. You don't
Tommy,
tell
you-
well what you should do. No,
Tommy,
you shouldn't.
You notice when he said that, there was one of the very few times where she didn't have a response. When I'm out with a girl, and I ask a girl if she wants to date me, and she says no, she doesn't want to date me, that's the answer. You're not, why didn't you do it? 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 Why did you do it? Why did you do it?
Tommy
That
funny as
person is
fuck
saying-
though.
Tommy,
It's
you
really
ask
funny
a
as fuck because like we
You
ain't gonna
get
even
an
get in
answer
that
to a
subject.
question.
You know what I would
What?
not
I know
even
what?
get it
You
into that
you got an
subject.
answer to a question. You asked why do I
Like,
post what I
would get
post?
into
You
the
got an
subject
answer.
so bad, but I'm
Okay.
trying not to.
This is the most
Like,
ridiculous
there's
shit.
so many black people on his platform, but this nigga was trying to fuck a bad bitch like me. Like, stop playing. Like,
Do you
flew
hear
me-
it?
And there it is. The real reason why she's upset with him. And watch what he says next.
This shit.
He flew me to him
And your friend.
and my friend.
And
so what
fuck
you're
your
saying?
friend. Why the hell are
And
you
you
sitting
didn't
here
fuck
doing
me.
this?
And you
You can't make this shit up. He flew out you and your friend, and he fucked your friend. Don't tell me to make you feel some kind of way. So this whole mess was really about the fact that I fucked your friend and not you. You told on yourself. I'm sure Tommy wouldn't have brought it up. You kept pressing him. You kept pressing him. You kept pressing him. And now it's out for everybody to know.
didn't fuck
Why are you
me.
doing this?
Because
What
you
you doing?
niggas was trying
Yo, I'm
to
telling you,
like
hold
niggas
on.
was trying to act right now in front of a camera.
Hold on.
Let's be
How am I
honest.
trying to act?
Nigga,
What was her race?
nigga
How
knew
am
he
I
couldn't
trying
even
to
get
act?
the
We need the
pussy
race.
'cause
How am I
literally-
trying to act?
Let's be
How am I
honest.
trying to act?
This is why black bitches get kicked out of clubs and shit.
I don't
This
give
bitch
a
just
fuck
came up here
because
acting
it's the
stupid.
truth.
You're
It's
acting
the truth.
stupid.
I'm not acting stupid.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You were trying to fuck
Why
me.
you getting so
This is
mad?
stupid.
It's
Because
the
you're
truth.
being dumb.
It's
You're
the
being
truth.
ignorant.
I'm not being ignorant. It's the truth.
Bitch, you flew to my house. You said you wanted
Exactly.
to fuck. This is
and
stupid.
I didn't. Girl,
I didn't
pull
tell
up the
people you
fucking
said it.
messages where I said I
This
wanted
is
to
stuff
fuck.
you literally did.
No, I did
Was
not.
the pussy good?
You
Yo, this
told
is
me that
stupid.
we were going
This
on a
is dumb.
podcast for your
Yo,
show
this
on
is
OnlyFans.
ignorant.
Was the
This
pussy
is
good?
fucking dumb.
I got all
Continue.
the receipts in my phone.
No,
I
somebody
can
tried to
dead
fuck
ass
her
pull
'cause
that
I'm
shit
worth a
out.
fuck and she's a porta
All right.
potty.
No, I'm not a porty potty. Tell me what nigga shitted on me.
Bitch, shut up.
Tell me
Jesus
what nigga
Christ.
should know, cause it's
You
the
want
truth.
people to know. You
You're
are
mad.
wanting to let somebody know I tried to fuck you. This is stupid.
Mad
Alright,
because
alright,
I
Because why?
don't follow
Because
him,
why?
Wait,
and I
tell me.
didn't fuck him on
Shay.
OnlyFans. I didn't want to fuck him.
Is
because
your
I'm not
weave
that
that
type of
tight
bitch.
today,
I get
man?
money in
Is the
real
glue
life.
fucking with you?
Niggas pay me. Do you hear me?
This bitch
I
is
didn't
drunk
need
and
this.
acting
I'm
stupid.
not drunk. I'm dead ass not drunk.
You dead ass drunk and
I'm not
stupid.
drunk. I promise to God.
That
I'm
weave
not
too
drunk.
tight and you need a different kind of
God
glue.
knows I'm
Alright.
not drunk right
Chris,
now. God
Dumb
knows.
son of a bitch. Just up here just being
you're
ignorant for no
dumb.
reason.
No. He not finna try to play me on
Who's
the fucking-
playing you, stupid bitch?
No, bitch, you fucking stupid.
Nobody's playing you.
It gets physical. And we'll come back tomorrow on Let's Talk About, where we'll show another video and we'll do a deep dive into this whole mess. Not a good look. Not a good look at all.